Hey, it's Rob, and welcome to Axel's Garage. I am back out here trying to do this refurb on the Big Dummies Carcano, and what I have is my trigger guard and magazine assembly that I've had soaking in cleaner, and just like a CLP cleaner, I've had them soaking for about a day. And this is the bolt here, which I'm not really sure. It comes apart. I'm not really sure how it comes apart, but I want to clean it up first, and then maybe I'll look into taking it apart. And then I just have the end of the buttstock, and they're all pretty grimy, dirty, gritty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ultrasonic to try to give them a little bit of a bath. So what I do with the ultrasonic is I just I got the temperature going on it to increase the temperature. I just filled it with some clean hot water so that the temperature, the temperature inside doesn't have to work as hard. And what I'm going to use is some Simple Green water and Lemmy Shine or citric acid, which I buy the. If you buy the Lemmy Shine, it's kind of expensive, but if you buy the food grade citric acid, you can get it in like a 10-pound bag, and it's probably cost you just a little bit more than one small 8-ounce thing of Lemmy Shine. And let me tell you, it gives it a nice boost, and I keep some of it down here in the shop, and my wife also will use it in the dishwasher. It works phenomenal. Just throw a scoop right in the dishwasher. If you can put it in something where it's handy enough and use it every time, that's great. She doesn't wind up using it every time, but it keeps the dishwasher very clean as well, and she said she gets better results with the washers. And then I put a scoop of the citric acid in, or the Lemmy Shine. Well, let me put the water in first, and I'll show you. I don't know if the Simple Green. So I got about maybe a 25% Simple Green mixture diluted with water, and then I throw a scoop of the citric acid in, and then just take the cleanest toothbrush I have and give it a stir, and it's going to turn it sort of like a purple. So the Simple Green is going to turn a little purplish. Definitely not as green once you add the citric acid to it. And the citric acid is not going to eat your metals. I've cleaned a lot of grungy parts with this solution, and it's worked out well. So what I do in my ultrasonic cleaner, I just got a little cheapo Harbor Freight one. This is my first one. When this one goes, I'm definitely going to buy one that's a little bit bigger, a little bit better quality. But I've used the crap out of this, and it's been working really well. What I have found to make things a lot neater and easier is to take your part and put it in a Ziploc, and then pour your solution over it, just like that. And I think I'm going to put the buttstock in with this one. Just like that, and that's going to go in the water in the ultrasonic cleaner like that. And the reason why I do that is because it keeps the water in your ultrasonic cleaner clean, instead of having to change that all the time. So I'll take the bolt and I'll put it in this Ziploc bag. You know, and if your Ziploc bag gets a pinhole, if it gets a pinhole in it or something, then your water in there gets dirty, no big deal. Alright, so now I'll take these two, take the lid off my ultrasonic, and I'll set these in the water. Okay, and then you just check your level your water level, because a lot of times what will happen is you'll either be too low or too high. You got to make sure you leave some room for the bags, let some air out. And I'm just trying to take out enough air in the bags where the parts will go in there nice and the water level won't be too high, and I can put the lid on, which isn't really necessary. A little more air out of this one. There we go, nice. So now once it's set up and you got your temp up, I am going to take this and set it up to the maximum, which in these cheapo ones is only about 8 minutes or so, and turn it on and let it do its thing. In the meantime, you could go ahead and do something else, because I'm probably going to run it through. I would have to say a good 4 cycles at least, 8 times 4, 32 minutes of shaking in the heat. I'm going to leave the heat on. The heat's not going to really affect anything in there, so I'm going to leave the heat on, let it do its thing, and just sort of forget about it for now. And then I can come over to the stock and see how the stock is coming out. So over at this end, it's been about 24 hours, so the stock has had a chance to dry from the cleaner that I use, and I just use an all-purpose. I use Sprayway general purpose cleaner. It's a foamy cleaner, and it's dry. It's fairly smooth. Like I said, I don't want to take out the war scratches. I just want to make it look nice. So I think a little steel wool, maybe. I'll give it a little rub with steel wool, and then we can start applying some kind of varnish or protective coating on it. We'll see what we got. So I have some real fine steel wool, and you can hear the ultrasonic going in the background. And I think I'm just going to give it a mild rub, just to smooth it out a little. I really don't want to sand it. You can see here I have some discoloration, and I think this is just that it's a little dirty here, and along here. And I think this is all from oil. So I'm just going to give it a fine little wipe down with the steel wool. And then maybe come back and clean it with a little Murphy's oil soap or something, to just try to get any staining out of it. I don't want to, use sandpaper and sand the blemishes out. I want the blemishes to stay there. We're really just doing a refurb just to make it look nicer. We don't want all these character blemishes we want to leave in there. There's even a stamp over here. That's very, very faded, so I don't want to have that disappear either. So I'm just going to go over the whole thing with a little fine steel wool, and let's see how it comes out. All right, so after about 10 minutes of just some light pressure, steel wooling, sanding with the steel wool, it's got a nicer texture on it, but yet the blemishes are still there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of this spray away, and I am just going to use it as a lubricant for the steel wool to see if I could get some of the staining out that was hard to get with it dry. I'm just going to go over it light again. not putting a lot of pressure on it. So now after I went around the whole thing with the steel wool and the sprayway, I'm just getting in some of these grooves with a little nylon brush just to clean any dirt that I might have missed. First couple times I cleaned it out. Just trying to clean it, not really trying to take off any material. You can see it's still relatively coming out dirty. Not so much on the outside, now it's just in these grooved places where I might not have hit real well. And you can see, like over here, there is some residue from the steel wool, so I'm just gonna give it a couple of shots of the spray away. And this is a real mild nylon brush, just a little stronger than a toothbrush really, just to clean those spots out. I got about 16-20 minutes working on it, and I know that from how many times I reset the ultrasonic with those parts in it. Get a little bit on the inside. See if that won't go in. Get a little screwdriver that'll fit, little toothbrush that'll fit in on the inside where the wood is really rough. You know, it's not nicely finished on the inside. Just to get some of that dirt out and old, you know, dried up lubricant. So that when we reassemble, everything goes together nice and easy and smooth and clean. And I am resisting the urge to go in there with like a little pick or something, because I don't want to damage any of the wood. So I don't want to go in there with a little screwdriver or a little pick. I don't want to gouge anything. Just trying to clean it up so we could put some kind of protective finish on it. All right, and there we have it. It's still drying a little bit. You know, I'm going to let it dry out probably for a couple days, and then we'll come back in the next video and we'll see if the Murphy's oil soap cleans the rest of it off. But this, I'm happy with the way this is coming out. The only other piece that I have to do would be this piece here, which goes onto the stock. This piece, from what they say, these are the ones that crack, and you can see there's a little fine crack. Probably been there forever. But I'm just going to give this just a little wipe with the steel wool. It doesn't need much. It's actually a lot cleaner than the other one is. So I'm gonna wet it down. That's really it for this piece. All right, and I'll set this piece to the side to let it dry out completely. And then, like I said, in the next video, we'll do some Murphy's oil soap to hopefully keep that wood moist so it doesn't crack. Alright, so we got 4 cycles done in the ultrasonic. I am just going to pull out this back one. Should be the trigger guard assembly, just to see what it looks like. And it's real hot. Turn that heat off now. Whoop. Off. I want to turn the heat off. Alright, and you can see it got pretty much all the scourge off of it. I guess there wasn't much bluing left on it. But inside looks really nice and clean. Now it looks like this is 2 pieces here. So this spring looks like it's screwed in with that one there. I don't know if it's going to be necessary to take this apart. And this spring seems to be working real well also, but we still do have some dirt and stuff in there. Try a little brake cleaner in there. Alright, now it's moving like it's supposed to. Look at that. I didn't really want to risk taking these 2, spring assemblies out. The spring, is in one piece there, and getting these screws out, possibly breaking them trying to get them out. I didn't really want to do. You get this one little screw here and a little screw there, so a little bit of knurling on that button there. Trying to clean that up a little bit. And I got a little bit of rust right over here and a little bit of rust right over here where the 2 screws go. But all in all, not too much rust at all, which is really nice. I think this can stay like this with just a coat of oil or a coat of wax maybe even on it for display purposes. I think it'll be fine. There's no numbers on it or anything, just a lot of scratches. I think it'll be fine just like that. And I got a number here. I got a letter G stamped there and a 7 stamped there, but other than that, there's no markings or stampings on it at all. Alright, so this is going to go back in. What I'll do is I'll hit it with a little crud cutter. With a little crud cutter, and I'm going to put it back in the bag. And I'm going to let it soak now. I'm not going to use the ultrasonic. I'm going to let it soak for a day, and then I'll come back and do the ultrasonic treatment one more time. Even this one, not too bad at all. Most of what a little bit of surface rust that was there is actually gone. Just with the simple green. And the simple green is not a rust remover or a rust converter, even paired with the citric acid. But it does do a great job cleaning all this stuff up. Clean off with the crud cutter, and we'll slide that back in the bag. Zip it up. And I'm going to plop it back in there. Take a look at our bolt. So it appears that a lot less. Oh no, look at that. Water's not nearly as dirty, but we're starting to get this scourge that would not come off on the bolt. Starting to get that off. So it's starting to look good. We got to get this ball submerged. So we're going to put it in the opposite way that it was. Again, I'm going to spray it down with crud cutter and give it a little brush. So we're going to give it another soak. This time we're going to leave the actual bolt going towards the bottom so it stays submerged. Get some air out. Alright, so a quick little update on the Carcano. I'm going to let those parts soak overnight and then give them a final half hour or so ultrasonic clean, and then we'll pull them out. In the next video we'll catch up with what they look like, and we'll get some oil soap and clean down the stock and see how that turns out clean. Like I said, I've never done this before. I'm not shooting for any kind of restoration. I want all those character flaws to stay in there. I just want to clean it up, protect it, so that the boys can go out and they could have a little fun with it. Then we'll give it one last clean and put it in a nice display case or mount it or do something. They're not valuable rifles. They're not collectibles really by any means. They're collectibles to us because they're old military guns, and it's something that the boys wanted. I've never done this before. If there's a right or a wrong way, who knows? If I screw it up, we can always get them another one. But I think, you know, you learn by doing. There's probably a better way, maybe a better way to clean the wood, maybe a product that cleans the wood better. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like I said, if we screw it up, we screw it up. If not, and it comes out halfway decent, then we're happy with it. But I'm always of the thought, you know, give it a shot, try it, use some common sense judgment, and see how it comes out. That's what we're going with. I'd love to hear what you think, and what you think, you know, if there's any products that we should be using on it to make it a little bit easier or come out a little bit better, let me know. That's it for the second video of just refurbing this old Carcano rifle, and I'll put all the details to the rifle down below. I can't link where you can get them, but you can just search them, and they're out there. You can get them from any of the big suppliers that sell these. As always, thanks for watching.